Hey everyone, in this video I'll be answering the first page of the iGCSE Pearson Edexcel Maths Paper 1, which consists of questions 1 through 4. I'll give a brief introduction to myself. My name is Charbel, and I'm a first year's university student, having been accepted to UCL, University of Birmingham, St. Andrews, Sheffield, Lancaster, and Bristol, to which I'm studying physics at the University of Birmingham. So let's get started with this. Now, since this is paper 1, it is the foundation paper. And what's important to note is that most people probably won't be taking the foundation paper, as it's seen to be for students who have a lower capability in the subject of maths, which never really made sense to me, as you can get a maximum of grade C on it, so I wouldn't understand why anybody would choose it, but either way, let's just begin. So question 1, relatively simple as everything in the first pages. It says, write 0.3 as a fraction. Now, what do we know about decimals? We know that decimals that starts with 0 all add up to 1. And so if we say draw a number line, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we got 0, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, need another one, 1.0. We can see that 3 lands in between 0 and 1.0. And 1.0 is essentially just 100%. Actually, I should probably use the identical sign. And so if we have 1.0 equals 100% and 0 is the same as 0%, we simply just multiply 1.3 by 0.3, which would be 0.3 as the question says. And so we multiply 0.3 by 100%, which would be 30%. Now, obviously, that's not what the question is about. It's about a fraction, but I just wanted to explain a little bit about percentages. Now, as a fraction, it's the same. So my advice would be this is one of those things where it's kind of difficult to explain. You just gotta know it. And so 0.3 as a fraction, we cannot have decimals in fractions, at least regularly. So 0.3 over 1, multiply both by 10 to get rid of the decimals, would just be 3 out of 10, which is the answer, 3 out of 10. Question 2. It says, work out 3 squared. So the concept of squared and powers and indices in mathematics is essentially you take the base number and you multiply it by a certain amount of itself based on what the indice or the power says. So if it's 3 squared or 3 to the power of 2, it's just 3 multiplied by itself, which is 9. Now if we had 3 cubed, it would be 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3, which is 27. So our answer is 9. Question 3. Question 3 relies on a basic understanding on BODMAS or PEMDAS, depending on where you live or what school you go to. Now, BODMAS is just brackets. Honestly, I don't even remember what O is, but essentially is a matter of just ensuring that if you have brackets, you deal with whatever is inside them first. Okay? And so we essentially do 3 plus 2, which is 6. And then we deal with the question. All right? And then 20 divided by 6 would be 20 over 6. Once again, we can simplify it to 10 over 3. And I assume that this will be a okay answer, but we can also write this as an improper fraction or a mixed number or whatever it's called. 3, 1 over 3. Okay? And for question 4, it says write down a factor of 60 that is between 8 and 14. Now, a factor is essentially a piece of a number that is multiplied by other pieces of a number to get it. So say 60, if we want to get all of its prime factors, we would do this type of tree. And so these are all of its prime factors. So 2 by 2 by 3 by 3 equals 60. So that's what a prime factor is, but a factor is essentially anything that multiplies with something else or numerous different things to achieve a final number, which is 60 in this case. And so this is just a simple logic question. You can't really go wrong with this one. The way I would do it if I'm struggling with such a question is just go through my head or write down the different ways I could multiply to get 60. And one of the ways, which the correct answer would be, well, there's actually multiple correct answers, but the first one that comes to mind would be 60 is the same as 5 multiplied by 12. And since 12 is between 8 and 14, that's the answer.